What's up, guys? It's your Sersky, and the first play we're going to talk about in the Wildcat offense is the blast play out of Wildcat Unbalanced. Now, this is a very interesting play as it actually hits three different ways, and I'm going to go over with you the blocking scheme and what we're looking for and how you can understand how it's blocked, what you're reading, and what are the three different ways it hits. So again, the play is halfback blast, and we're looking at two things in the blocking scheme. Number one, we're looking at the combo blocks. Number two, we're looking at what the sniffer is doing and what his read is and where he's going. Now, as you see here, we have the combo blocks right here in front of us, and the sniffer is going to be going towards the free safety. So when this happens, you see the combo blocks develop, and you're just going to run right down the middle line and press it like inside zone. That's the first way that this play hits. This play basically hits like inside zone. It is originally designed to hit like inside zone. You see the combo blocks kind of like duo or inside zone. You're going to press the midline right behind the combo blocks, right behind the butt of the center, and that is exactly right there between those two blocks where you want to go. Now, if a user shows, you're going to have to cut, and I'll show you guys more of that later, but right now I'm going over the first way, which is inside zone. The second way that this play is designed to hit is easy to see because your sniffer will block towards the perimeter. When your sniffer shows the block towards the perimeter, that means the play is going to hit more like outside zone. So as you notice here, when the ball is snapped, the sniffer goes to the right, and I can see the hole open up to the right side because he's setting the edge and we're working an outside zone. It's a big cluster there. We want to bend it back, see his block. He gives me a great lead block, and we're off to the races for a big touchdown on the first possession of this game. That's the second way this play hits, is like outside zone. If you watch this clip here versus Miami, Jaden Grayhouse is running it, and you'll see the same thing. The wall is set to the right-hand side. There's a player getting ready to come to my left, so I'm going to bend it to the right. That's a great block by the sniffer right there on the right-hand side, and we're going to push vertical, and we're going to get a big touchdown against the U because we're running it like outside zone. Now, the final way that this play hits is here. When the sniffer does not have a blocking arrow, that means his target has been moved to the opposite side of the formation, normally by a user. And when that happens, he's going to cross your face just like that, executing a split zone or split flow block. When that happens, you're going to press his hip and you're going to cut right off of his butt and go right up into the B gap like a split zone. This is a very interesting play, and it hits three different ways. We're going to do a deeper dive in other Wildcat plays, but halfback blast is a play that if you read it correctly and you understand the blocking scheme, you can get big plays in the run game, and you can convert third and shorts, and you can drive your opponents crazy. The next play I want to talk about in the Wildcat offense is the jet sweep out of Wildcat Unbalanced. It can be found in a lot of different playbooks, and it's a great way to get big plays against your user teams that have bad run defense. Now, looking at the blocking scheme and understanding leverage, if you look at the two players on the right-hand side of the screen, when they are stacked like that above the receivers, typically you're going to easily get the edge like I do right here, especially if you lay off the turbo button until you get the corner. Right here, I hit turbo because I've already gotten the edge, so I don't have to worry about those crazy run block disengagements where somebody can just run block disengage and get a TFL. The other thing you'll notice is this. If somebody is spam land blitzing you and sending a lot of pressure, the AI defenders are going to go inside with the blocks because they're technically wide receivers. You see how he's following Jaden Grayhouse inside. This makes it easy to get the edge and put this guy in the spin cycle, and we are off to the house for an easy touchdown. The jet sweep's basic way of running it is all about leverage and understanding numbers. It can also take care of people that want to put them weird defenses with everybody on the line of scrimmage. It cooks them with ease. This is not a cheese play. It's you're in a bad defense and you're playing bad ball, and it's taking advantage of that. Now, the other way this play hits is what I call the C-gap cut. If you look to the left of the screen, you'll see how the defender is now outside of my wide receivers. He's in a zone situation and drops to that zone, and he's able to keep contained on the force. So what we do is when we notice the blockers moving towards the perimeter, we just put our foot in the ground, we hit the C-gap, we get north, and we still have a big play. This is the other way that the jet sweep will hit if you read your blockers correctly. The other key thing about it hitting this way is if you're dealing with a team like this guy that uses his safety as the user and he wants to fast flow and try to get at the perimeter and try to protect the edge, all you have to do is put your foot in the ground, take advantage of the fact that he's over pursuing and playing a bad run fit with his user, and once again, you get north. This is not a cheese play. This is reading leverage, understanding the blocking scheme, and using it to your advantage. Okay, so the next play I want to talk about is jet power. The power out of Wildcat Unbalanced. It's a very traditional play, but just like halfback blast, it's designed to hit three different ways. And in this part of the video, I'm going to show you the three different ways that it hits.
So Wildcat unbalanced power, the first way that it hits is very traditional and very simple. It's a C-gap run, and you're going to get in the hip pocket of this pulling guard, and by reading the pulling guard, you know exactly what's getting ready to happen. As long as the pulling guard is moving parallel like he is here and going for a kick-out block, all you have to do is put your foot in the ground, get north, run up C-gap, and you're going to get easy yardage. It's potentially a big play if they do not use or fit the run well like they did right here. Now, one thing I think is crazy is how people always complain about the pancake blocks, but look at my sniffer getting blown up right here like he's a 7-year-old kid. I mean, that's crazy to me, right? So some of these pancake blocks in these animations, they go both ways. So the guys online that complain about you running the ball, just tell them to kick rocks and keep on doing your thing. But that's the first way that this play is designed to hit. It hits that way about 25% of the time. Now, the second way right here is the best way and the most popular way. When you see the guard turn his shoulders and go to wrap up to the second level, you're just going to bend it around behind him and turn this into a sweep. Now, one of the key points of this play is that as you do this and get the edge, the guy that you fake the jet to, the halfback, he is actually going to turn upfield and he's actually going to help you in the blocking scheme. If you watch right here, you'll see my tailback go in number 20 and seal that edge right there, and you just turbo, get north, and get what you can, and sometimes you'll get a big play if they don't have a good edge on their defense. The final way that this play hits when you're facing users that user the linebacker and want to blitz you inside, if he fast flows or you get a quick blitz animation, the guard will just stone the blitz and you can just run it right down the midline. Once again, you'll notice how his user goes with the jet motion, so all I have to do is just go straight down the middle in the area that it was vacated.
The final run play I want to talk about in the Wildcat series is going to be counter to the weak side. It's a play that's underutilized in the game, I feel like, and if you know what you're looking at as far as a defensive front and you understand the blocking scheme, you can make it a successful play for you. Counter can actually be a good play in the game if you know what you're doing with it. You're going to look for an open B gap and you're going to look for motion response. Those are the two things that you want to look at. How are they responding to the motion, and do you have an open B gap weak side? So if you have an open B gap weak side like you see here against Ohio State, then you know you're going to get a down block and you have an opportunity to get a crease. He QB contains, so now we have multiple guys outside of the B gap. So we're just going to put our foot in the ground, get north, and we're going to get a big play out of it with Jaden Greathouse. Again, if you see an open B gap to the weak side, which is what you want, you're probably going to be able to get skinny and get right up the hash or right up the midline and put this right in the end zone for a touchdown because there's an open B gap to the weak side. Also, you notice here he's in zone, so the corner doesn't even get involved in the fit. He just drops back into the end zone, which means that we're going to have numbers to that side now. Now, the other way that this play will hit, as you see here using Ole Miss, is if they blitz it, like you can see both linebackers blitzing, then you're going to potentially get an edge set right here, and you can just take this all the way around the end, almost like a reverse. And of course, as soon as you get the corner, you're going to hit turbo, and you're going to get up the field for a big gain and possibly a touchdown like we did right here. That's the other way that this play can hit. It turns in just to a straight reverse, and if you notice the user going with, his key, the user takes a bad angle right here, and the user's going to get inside, and we're able to get outside and make a big play because they were blitzing. This is a play that can beat the blitz, and it can also take advantage of misdirection and motion response, but you have to run it to an open B gap. Okay, guys, the final two plays I want to talk about in the Wildcat ebook is the two pass plays. Now, the first one we're going to talk about is, of course, the traditional play action off the jet sweep. Typically, what I like to do is I like to look and see if they're following the motion man, like this guy is here. And if they're in man-to-man, they're never going to get there in time, and you can just drop back and throw it quickly to the jet back and get up the sideline for easy yardage. It's a really good play, especially in the red zone, because they're going to get caught in traffic and you're going to be able to hit that running back coming across almost like a screen pass in some ways and get up the sideline and get good yards, especially if you got some stick work, you could turn it into a big play. The other thing you can do here is you can actually, if you freeze it, if you get pressure in your face, you can throw into that window right there where the quarterback kind of turns around. Just to be mindful you're throwing the ball to a backup quarterback, so you're going to have to use your catch everything. But you may be able to get the ball in that window right there, as you can see, like I did, and you get the ball out of your hand quickly. Now, the other play that's very, very popular is the reverse pass. The first thing I always like to do is make it where the quarterback is moving to his right. But if a guy is using the safety and he is coming down to stop your jet sweep like this guy is here, he's going to vacate the middle of the field, and you're going to have a big play in the middle of the field that you're going to be able to hit. Now, you may only be able to get it once or twice in a game, but it's always going to hit for a big play for you because, once again, he's using the safety.
Now, if you notice in this situation that the deep ball is taken away, normally that's going to mean you're going to get your tight end on the wheel route. And if you just roll a little bit, you can get the ball out of your hand and you can get a big shot to the tight end up the sideline. The other thing with this play is if you have a dual threat quarterback, when you roll right here, if you don't have any pressure, you can just take this ball all the way to the right like a reverse and get big yardage with your quarterback. So a mobile quarterback helps this play work. These are the pass plays in the Wildcat.